Hi, I'm Pete Webster. I've been in the IT industry for over 30 years. I used to do machine code, so that was programming computers like the ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64. I then went on to open computer shops and to build PCs, to repair them, to look after businesses doing networks, things like that. So within the IT industry I've had quite a lot of experience. But I've started this channel to be a no waffle guide, so that's just about all you'll hear about me and my background. So today we're going to look at using Google Sheets but without using Zapier. So basically this is a free method of using Google Sheets for things like lead generation. So without further ado, we'll get into start. So what we need to do is just create a new Google Sheet, and then we're going to go to extensions and add-ons and go to get add-ons. And we need to type in webhooks for Sheets. And this is the application that we're after. This is the icon that it looks like. So just press that and then go for install. So it needs our permission. So the normal procedure is to choose your Gmail account. Give it all of the permissions that it requires. So now Google Sheets has been installed. We simply click next and done. So that is it now, it's installed. However, for each sheet that we are going to use webhooks for, we have to go through a little bit of a process, but thankfully you only have to do it once for each sheet, and then that's it, it's sorted. So that will be coming next. Okay, so I did forget to explain one thing. This panel which I was accessing, for a lot of you, you may not see that, and that's because it's hidden. So you just have to go down here to where it says show side panel, click on that, and then that will show you side panel, and your webhooks for Sheets icon should be here. Okay, so once we have the plugin installed, all we need to do is go to Google Sheets, make a new sheet up. Okay, so now we press webhook for Sheets and we enable the API. Make sure that this is turned on. And then we go back to our Sheets and we need to rename it. So, okay. Now we refresh. Okay, so at this point we press create. Now you'll notice up here there's nothing, but in just a moment we'll get a menu saying webhooks here. Okay, so now we need to refresh again. Now we have a menu webhooks. We're going to authorize that, and then we're going to continue to log in and then give it permission. Okay, once we've done that, go to our webhooks, reload the sheet again. And there we have our link. So we're going to copy that link and just paste it into a notepad so that we can use that for later. Okay, so we're going to create Chatbot. And we're going to start from a template, but we're going to choose a blank template. Okay. So just ignore this. So we're going to create a standard node. And then we're going to add a raw input. We're going to put in there what's your name, and we're going to save that to the variable name. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for the phone number. And of course you can add as many fields as you want to store in the Google Sheets. So we'll show you how to do that later. However many of these variables you want to store, that's fine. So now we're going to execute some code. And I will make this available again in the Google Sheets for you. Okay, so we've posted that code in. Now we're going to add a variable that's actually used in that code. And we need to change it to a Boolean. So we're going to call it G-Sheets Success. So now we're going to put an expression, and if you put something like this, it usually gets it correct. So was G-Sheet success equals true, and then usually in the condition it'll get the right formula for you there. So we're now just going to make it so that once that's successful, so in other words it's sent the data fine, we're going to just send a message. But obviously this would branch off to wherever you wanted your bot to go after this. Having a bit of a problem with my menus. But anyway, there we go. We'll go for another expression, and always. So it's always going to branch down here if it wasn't successful. So just so that we know that that wasn't successful, we'll just put an error in here. Okay, so that's quite simply how it is. We're just going to test it in a moment. We do need to add one more thing. So now we're going to go and we're going to get that URL, and we're going to put it in where it says your G-Sheet URL here, or your webhook here. And there we go. Just check that this lead data is in black. If it's not, if it's in red, you might have had a few characters added, like a carriage return, before you copied and pasted it. Anyway, we're just going to start the chatbot just to give it a quick test. I'm going to put some data in there. What's your name? fictitious telephone number. So it's gone through and your data was stored. Let's check that. So if we go back to Sheets, we can see it's set up the name and phone for us and the code's correct. I've had a lot of people contact me saying, you've done voice flow stuff, can we do these things in Botpress? I've also had a lot of people say, how do you code this, how do you code that? If you're a non-coder, I'm going to be doing a little mini series on how you can code without knowing code. So what do I mean? Well, there's some principles that you need to understand that are quite easy to understand. And once you know these principles, you'll be able to use ChatGPT to actually program these bots for you in JavaScript. So I hope you're looking forward to that. If you've liked any of that content I've created for you, please don't forget to subscribe. Use any affiliate links that I've put in there. So I'm Pete Webster, logging off from aidreams.co.uk. And do electric sheep dream of androids? I think they do.